Hi, I'm Pete Moulin. Today we're going to discuss something that a lot of photographers find challenging because they have a high degree of ownership in their images, even the bad ones. Well, if the composition is not good, editing probably will make it better. If things like lighting, focus are very bad, there are no good fixes. So let's delete the junk. If images are not good, there's no reason to fill up your hard drive with files that are not your best. If images are deleted, there is no way can other people get you to show them the marginal images. Lightroom has recently added 2026 a feature called assisted culling. So this is the first step. Let the computer help you in the culling process. It uses AI to scan your images for problems and flags them as select or rejects based on your criteria. It does a good job rejecting junk images. Using this tool saves time when you want to cull images down to just the best. I run this before manual culling. Before you start, check that Lightroom is running the latest version and in the library mode. This culling can be done either on import or after all the images are loaded. I myself do it after they're loaded. Lightroom presents you with several criteria that it can use to cull your images. So we see here that if you're importing images, on the top bar of Lightroom is a menu called Assisted Culling, Assisted Culling. And if you've already imported your images, then you will see on the right-hand menu series a assisted culling with a pull down that you can tell Lightroom to use. Is it in focus? Are the eyes in focus? Are the eyes open? Do you want to include documents, mistakes, exposure issues? And make sure you're selected all. And what you'll see is that on your screen, the ones it liked, with quotes, are in green on the top right, and the ones it disliked are on the bottom screen. So how do we get rid of those that the computer already rejected as a favor to us? In the culling box, select Rejects. Go to the film strip, and the film strip will only show those images that the culling rejected. Hit Control A so they're all selected. Right click on any image, and then a box comes up and you want to remove photos. Another box comes up. You want to delete from disk. This will permanently delete those culled images from your disk. So we've now asked the computer to cull out the very bad images, the ones that are just a problem. So now, if I need to cull this down further, typically I do, then I'm going to use a manual technique to cull more files out. And the basis of this process is our ability to recognize good and bad images almost instantly. So I am assuming all images were imported, cull, and view selects is on. Going to go over on the top to the Develop tab and make sure the image loop is visible. Go over and select left image. Now you're going to set your filter down on the bottom right for unrated. So if you see down here in the bottom right, you click on the box and it has a pull down menu, and so you're going to check the unrated boxes. So this will only display images that are unrated, and this will make sense in a minute. So you're going to leftmost image. I put my hands over the 1 and 3 keys. I look at that image and I either hit a 1 for junk or a 3 for save. You do this in less than 5 seconds each. If the decision takes longer than 5 seconds, then you must rate it as 1. And what happens with each image as it's rated, it disappears off the film strip and you automatically increment to the next unrated image. It's very fast. No editing allowed before the choosing, and do this for the entire image set until there are no more images left in the film strip. So now we go into the bottom right corner of Lightroom and select Filter Rated and click on 3 stars. Now what this is going to show in your film strip is all the images you gave a 3-star rating. So now go back through the entire set a second time, even faster, to see if any image you were originally rated as 3 can be changed to a 1. Often you do this because you saved an image and you found further down there's an even better one, so the original one can be junked. Go down to the star and highlight 1 star. To the left of the filter box, there is a pull down menu, and make sure the rating is set equal to. And this should show only the number 1 rated images in the film strip. Control A to select all, right click, select remove all, delete from disk. So here is unrated. Here's your filters. You have your pull down box here that says rating is equal to, and you can just click on 3 stars or 1 star depending on what you're going to do. So when all the 1s are highlighted, remove photos, delete from disk. This deletes them out of Lightroom and into the disk. There are 2 choices. You can remove them and they only disappear from Lightroom and are still in the original import file. Delete from disk removes all the files from the hard drive and moves them to the recycle bin. My opinion, I delete from the disk almost every time. No temptation. So when you do this, your 3 rated images are still on the hard drive. Based on your project, you want to decide how many images you want to save and spend time on editing and polishing. Well, you'll see at the bottom of your screen, if you highlight all the remaining saved images, it will say X out of a total of so many files. They should be equal if you've deleted all the ones, but it gives you a count of how many files are remaining. I set a number that I have a target. I always add, depending on how big the project is, etc. I always add a few extra just in case, because during editing, you are going to find a couple for additional rejects. Let's say you were well behaved and you did your best effort to cull all the images that you should have, and you still got more. One way that I use is, if you need to cull more, I ask a trusted friend to make additional suggestions for culling, and I let them know the final number you want to save. This gives you a second opinion, and you will be surprised they find it very easy to find additional junk on your hard drive. So I want you to pat yourself on the back for exercising self-control. A tip: sometimes it's nice to have the file name in the upper left corner when editing. So you're going to go to View, you're going to go to Info, click the first two boxes, and it's going to then put your file name on top of the photo that you're editing. I find that's useful. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope this is helpful. We are still in the early stages of developing these modules, from simple to more complex. And so I hope they've met your needs. Be sure to subscribe and check the notify, because it is my intent to continue to produce these videos.